Hello. Hey guys. What's good? I know I'm late today, right? Why do I even bother to not wear my... You guys have got me trained on wearing my glasses now. Hey, Tina. Hi, Michelle. How's it going? Hi, Grandma Diva Adventures. Nikki. Hi, Tanika. Hi, Latoy. Hey, Stacy. Hey, why did you come on when I was about to go exercise? Because we are not about that exercise life over here. This is like, girl, be fabulous. You can exercise after. I'm just joking. Yes, Farah. Just wipe up the counter. Don't leave a mess, please. Hit the like button as you come in. Thank you, Nikki. I love when you come on. Oh, thank you, Yvette. I appreciate it. Hey, Dee Dee. Did you guys watch my video I posted? Y'all, let me tell you, these days go so fast. The minute, like, I woke up this morning, first of all, Farah, sometimes she wants you to come lay down with her for a minute. Hi, Janae. Hi, Randa. Hey, everybody coming in. Just find a seat. Just come on in, find a seat. So you know how I want you to come in and lay down till they fall asleep. Well, Farah, when I lay down, like, it never fails. I try not to even get under the covers. Hey, dear 2B. Hey, Coco. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Grandma. Capricorn 14. Jesse, Joe. Kicking it with Misha. Hey, y'all. Hey. When you lay down with the kids, like, if you get too comfortable, you're going to wake up and it's like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, right? So, that's what happened to me. I fell asleep and my husband woke me up. It was like 5 o'clock. I was like disoriented. He was like, it's like time to get up. So I went ahead and just got up, and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go lay down. And he makes coffee in the morning, so he already made me some coffee, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna lay down. And then I looked and I was like, I didn't make his lunch. Normally I'll make his lunch like from whatever we eat dinner, so it's already in the fridge. He can just grab and go. I don't even remember what we had for dinner last night. It was kind of like just do whatever. And I had to figure lunch out. I was in there opening up cans, making tuna, making him a salad, cutting up stuff. I gave him some avocado. He had some nicely seasoned tuna, and I made a spinach salad with tomato and mushrooms, and gave him some olives. So I did like a nice lunch, but I was able to put it together. But tonight I've got a piece of salmon and I've got some shrimp defrosted. So I'm going to go ahead, toss those around in a pan, bake the salmon, and I guess we're just going to make some vegetables and keep it moving. But yeah, guys, I was having to take care of some personal business. That's why I didn't come on like much earlier. And I just took a shower like an hour ago. So I was kind of like in my, just, lounging clothes, and just also trying to answer some comments and, film some comments so I can make a comments video. Let me see. Thank you for asking, Stacy. Stacy is asking for my Cash App. Let me put that in the chat, guys. If you do go out of the chat, though, and go to the About page, or even the top banner, if you're looking at the banner on my front page, my Cash App is right there. You can click on it and take you right to it. So you don't even have to type it in. Just go on the banner that says Love, Lies, and Lace Fronts. You'll see a couple, like my social media, and it's right there. And Francois Vlogs, for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure all of you do, that's my main channel. It's my vlog channel. So yeah. Guys, I'm tired. But anyway, there's 73 of us. So maybe we can get the likes up just a little bit more. But I put that video out because I was just kind of like, I don't know. It was I guess I wanted to close the book too on my involvement in that whole thing. Because when Chrissy went live yesterday, I didn't know what she was referring to, but I certainly, you guys know me, I react on videos. Even though I love kind of deep diving into certain things, I'm not like an investigative reporter or anything like that. So I'm not making like habits of calling people or reaching out to people. Only reason why, thank you, Stacy. Thank you. Only reason why I was reaching out was because we had that troll and I wanted to make sure who I was speaking to. But typically, you guys know I don't really like go try and find people or anything. And shouts out to all the people that do. And that's, everybody handles their channels differently, but that's not, that's not like what I typically, that's not my forte. But I just felt like it was important because I don't want the narrative or the dialogue to be out there that someone's trying to get up in their business, because girl, I don't care. Now, if somebody were to reach out to me like on Instagram or Facebook and they're inclined to want to pass on some tea and they want to have a conversation, then of course I'm gonna like, oh hey, but and have a conversation. But as far as like trying to find stuff, and that's not necessarily what she said, but I just wanted to be clear that that was not the case. So but sounds like something, there's always kind of like, if you listen enough to, gosh, guys, I mean, if we tried to remember everything that went on in our lives, I'm sure we'd be like, hey, I think this, but I guess I thought that. I don't know. But I'm like, my goodness. And someone in the comments reminded me something. And I was just like, you know what? Duh. I don't know if you guys were reading the comments yet, but it was interesting. So I'm going to just see if any of you guys want to guess. What's up? Love to see you live. Thank you. I think it's Elise, right? Elise Buck. Hey, Life with Destiny. I saw the video you posted. Well, that's what she said yesterday. She said she was cool with her, but I don't know. And that very well may be the truth. But I think that some people are thinking like, hey, was that possibly her? The I don't know, like that whoever the troll was seemed to have some very convincing and compelling information, even though it's all gossip. We don't know what the truth is, but it didn't seem so kind of far from potentially the truth. So who knows? I just know that wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And hey, K Solo, how are you? Yeah, it's hot, Elise. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know. I just know that this was not the first time we heard of divorce papers. I think Chrissy said something about, well, how am I not signing divorce papers? But didn't she file? Remember in Vegas, didn't she say something about him not signing divorce papers? Was that Vegas? I just remember like a bathroom chat in the bathroom in Vegas, and I feel like she mentioned something about divorce papers, but I have to like refresh my memory. But I was just like, yeah, I think so. So, and she said he wouldn't sign them. Now it's he wouldn't sign them, and now the troll says she wouldn't sign them. And for being a troll, I mean, trolls usually, I don't know. I don't know who screen name Steffi Lokes is versus Steffi G. The person on Facebook who answered back to me said her YouTube account was Steffi G. But then when you go to Steffi G's account, the one account that she follows is Chrissy's, like the one known account. Hi, PBG. PBG has been active in those comments, y'all. Most of you guys are anyway, that I'll see you guys in the comments. But PBG, has been holding it down in the comments today. They've been having like lively conversation. The troll knew too much. Okay, Taisha, I'm just saying, can we get to 50 likes? We're at 38. Let's get to 50. She seemed to go back and forth with the papers. And you know, our typical YouTube streets troll usually isn't so nice. Usually they come through saying like, "Okay, Solo, you're doing good." You know, usually they're not such nice people all the time, right? They're usually have some kind of insults. They're usually trying to throw some kind of salt in the game. Now, to someone who is like, I don't know, you know, hey, don't call him the bum. You know, I love him. You know, we're gonna, you know, there was a lot that was said. So I don't know. I mean, it's just interesting. Let's just all try to remember this happened um, during this time period, as things are inevitably going to happen, right? Somebody reminded me, I don't know who it was, but if you're watching, thank you. So yesterday, oh my God, so many distractions. And I was starting to mention something about Adidas because I wore that nude Adidas jacket. Actually, I think it's still on my chair. I wore it because somebody in the chat, like I just always notice how people ask, "Hey Asia," how people ask like these random questions. And someone was like, "Oh, I love your t-shirt." It was just a big Adidas logo black t-shirt that like you can get anywhere. "Oh, where'd you get your t-shirt from?" So Chrissy answers, Adidas. Like, so I don't know. Maybe there's an Adidas store. Maybe she got it online. I know I order a lot of my Adidas online, and up until a couple of weeks ago, they were having like it went from 20 to 30% because you know everybody's having sales. So that was really what the only thing I really was mentioning to the person who reminded me that I did not finish the story or what I was saying about Adidas. Is that if you're looking for good Adidas stuff, I bought some cute sandals, as a matter of fact. I bought like 3 pairs of slides. Hi Reese, how are you? I bought like 3 pairs of slides and a couple t-shirts and stuff. I bought some stuff. I should have done an unboxing, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to unbox everything. Um just because I know some people are like not really spending like that. And so let's see what's going on. Who's the aunt? What are you talking about? Life with Destiny. Y'all deep. Know the aunt. LOL. Wow. What is that? I don't know what that means. Olivia was laughing and smiling, lying when she tried to say there was a fake account out there for her. You know, there was an account though, Ebony. Did you guys hear that noise? Was that my Google Home? I never use that Google Home thing. Because I've got Alexa on my desk. If I say the name, it's gonna. Any of you have well, I almost said it. Anyway, oh, she lit up. um, yeah, okay. Back to Olivia. There was an Olivia troll that sent me a very nasty comment. We had Olivia. I don't know if it was Olivia or not who came into our chat room. But I also had someone who left a comment on a video, and that was Olivia, because when I checked the account, I went and clicked on it on my computer. It was her. Then the next day, there was another comment from Olivia that looked like Olivia. I clicked on it, and the person had like 3 subscribers. So I don't know who that was. That could have been her trolling around. I have no idea. But, you know, if one more person tells me that I don't have anything better to do, and they're running around here literally like ghosting on people's accounts, like, come on, that's lame. Like, it's lame and stupid. Hey, blah. Hey. Oh, you're watching on the TV. That's my favorite. I pretty much I guess I go in between. Official incarceration. Official incarceration. You better make it good, because if I smell a troll and if you come through here messing around, trust me, my finger is on the trigger right now. Don't play with me. So you can go ahead and mess up now or leave now. Nobody's preaching. We're just talking. Okay, let's see. Anyway, I know, right? PBG Family Squad. How are you? So yeah, and the lights wavering. Okay, Chrissy reminds me of textbook. Okay. It's weird. It's weird. It's like more weird since I've had some time. What did I write down today? Let me ask you guys random question. Let me turn this light down a little bit because it is bright. Okay, that is better. I have an update for you guys. My channel memberships on Francois Vlogs. Just so you guys know, I have 2 people who have signed up for coaching, YouTube coaching, and I have 2 all-star rock stars who are just here to support and are amazing. Hi, Mickey. How are you? So just wanted to let you guys know where I'm at with my memberships. I just started last week, and I know probably people are maybe doing more. I don't know. But that's how I'm doing. And if you know anybody who's looking for someone to help coach them on their YouTube channel, tell them to holla at your girl. Okay. So we did just talk a little bit about Steffi G versus Steffi Low. I just felt like I was seeing like a 2-step around the YouTube streets. Like, I don't know what's going on. And look, y'all can try to change the topic, whatever. But, we're watching, we're seeing what's going on. Everybody has good memories for the most part. And whatever one doesn't remember, someone else does. So, y'all, it's all good. But at the end of the day, I just think it was kind of like, as I was putting it together, I was thinking to myself, interesting. And I know Tasha touched on this last night in her live. I think we've come really accustomed to, kind of like the level of a little bit of arrogance, but just the whole, like, it was just weird. It was a very weird live. I watched it. I don't know. Interesting. Another thing that I wanted to really touch on, I just happened to kind of just be curious about Plenty of Fish. I really hadn't heard a lot about Plenty of Fish before. Obviously, I am not in the dating scene. I don't really even know a lot of single people right now. So just literally doing a very simple Plenty of Fish search. I know I've already posted something to my community board about a guy who lost his life. He met a girl on Plenty of Fish, and she bought back 3 guys, and there was a home invasion where they robbed him. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move my camera around, but not show my little workbench. Because I'm looking at my big screen. So I posted that one on my community board already, but there was a Georgia man, guys, 38 years old. Girl, I'm gonna post these so you guys can see. Georgia man. Where's Riza? They didn't say he's from Atlanta, but his name's Antonio Wilson, 38, is charged with murdering a woman he met on a dating app. The victim, Fabiola. I absolutely love that name. Am I buffering? Am I buffering, guys? Hey, Mean Mabes, how are you? Hey, Lisa. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. So this guy, Antonio Wilson, and I'm not just trying to pick on us as a community, but I just wanted to, sometimes people get false impressions that like, hey, there's no African-American serial killers and things like that. No, we don't do that. Not saying that this guy's a serial killer, but I think he was getting around. So Antonio Willis, 38, is charged with murdering Fabiola Thomas, 39, was found in a bathtub by her roommate in June. Okay, June of 2019. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide on October 24th. Wilson's first court appearance was scheduled for next week. Police have taken 38-year-old Georgia man in custody for allegedly murdering a woman who refused to marry him. Antonio was arrested on October 25th for the June 8th killing of Fabiola Thomas, 39, Roswell. So that is Atlanta area. Thank you, Tiffany. Roswell police spokesman Sean Thompson told the Daily Mail. Thomas's roommate discovered the body in the bathtub at the Atlanta Newtown apartments and alerted the police. A male caller was frantic and hysterical, Thompson said. He advised that his roommate was in the bathtub and that something bad had happened to her. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death a homicide the day before Wilson's arrest. The investigation involved numerous interviews. She was very pretty too. The investigation involved numerous interviews and search warrants in Fulton and Clayton counties. Very pretty. Police say Thomas and Wilson met on the dating app Plenty of Fish. They met a few times. Thompson said nothing serious. The warrant indicates Wilson planned to give Thomas an engagement ring, but Thomas said she didn't want him coming to her house. Okay? Don't come. Police could not release any details of how Thomas was murdered, but her body had signs of trauma. Thomas was reportedly seen walking in her apartment complex parking lot approximately 30 minutes before her death. It is not clear if Wilson had a criminal past. So this is probably like one of the first reports. Thompson said Wilson scheduled arraignment. Okay, so we already know. But yeah. Okay. Okay. I feel like my computer's going slow. Do you guys see me? Okay. And we have 170 and only 63 likes. Okay. So we already talked about Adam Hillary. Adam is the guy who met the girl. And brought back a couple of guys, including Andre Maurice Warner, who on March 30th, 2020, was convicted of first-degree murder for the execution-style killing of the Auburndale single father who met a woman on Plenty of Fish, who basically set him up for a home invasion robbery. Like, I think it was later that night after they met and had like a encounter. Right. So E. Joseph is talking about, I just recently watched a serial killer on Daily True Crimes who had a profile on Plenty of Fish who killed 7 women. Y'all, look, this kind of stuff can happen anywhere on any platform. So I just, I didn't really know that this was going on Plenty of Fish. And for any of you out there who have family members and sisters and cousins and best friends who are in practice of using this website, please just remind them to be very careful, because there have been some real doozies on here, and we don't want anyone that we know to be the unlucky person on the other end of meeting a creep, right? Because I had no idea that this kind of stuff was happening on this website. I didn't even really know that the website existed. But obviously there's dating apps, right? But it's really disturbing, right? Let me check my internet connection because it's delaying on my side. So it's kind of throwing me off. You know, good old fashioned. Hey, Victoria Love. Hey, Wani Boo. Hey. Hey, Shamak. You know, I think, hey, you know, obviously we all want to be up on technology. There's nothing wrong with meeting people on dating apps, but you have to be so careful. And I think, you know, it's really a shame that but I just wanted to, I think a lot of us were kind of surprised. Um and that being said, I mean, I think that, you know, of course, this information is out here. A lot of people just need to know, like, this is maybe not cool. And for those of you who think that women are just the being preyed upon out here, um, I've got two stories of men who were killed. Um, let's see. Is that is that a bad site, Coco? Blackpeoplemeet.com? Is there any place safe to meet someone? I was talking to one of my good friends and she said they need to just get on Christian Mingle. And I was like, well, maybe Christian Mingle doesn't come off as like super duper fun. I don't know, you know, but there's nothing wrong with, I guess, meeting someone and you're two adults and going and having a good time. But it seems like there's some real criminal element, homicidal element out here on Plenty of Fish, trying to take advantage of the fact that, yeah, no site is safe. So, yeah. There was a woman in Cleveland, Ohio. Let me pull this up. Um, Hold on. This isn't her. Hold on. This one is a trip. She went for a minute not being detected, but they, you know, they always catch up with you. I think sometimes they give you just enough room to mess up. Is this it right here? No, that's the, and all you got to do is really just do a search for Plenty of Fish and murders. Like, hold on, let me. This woman in Ohio, I was like, my God. Ohio woman, 24 years old. When I was 24, I was in the club with my friends, like having a good time. I wasn't thinking about trying. I mean, my God, this girl's 24 years old, Ohio woman, 24, shot dead, 27-year-old. She met on dating site Plenty of Fish and robbed him. Hey, Kamaya. Hey, Eric's family. I know it says the Erics, and I always just want to call you Eric's family, Erica. It's so funny when people change their name. It's so hard for me to like let it soak in the new name. Hi, Victoria Love. Hey, everyone. Okay. So her name is Shakira Graham, met Meshach Cornwall on dating service before she spent the night at his house on December 15th. Graham returned to his home 2 days later when she allegedly robbed. Okay, let me read this again. Shakira Graham met Meshack Cornwall on a dating service before she spent the night at his home December 15th. Graham returned to his home 2 days later when she allegedly robbed and shot him dead. She allegedly stole guns. So I guess he had some guns in the house. I mean, I don't know what the legalities on that are. Maybe he was a licensed gun owner. I don't know what the laws are in Ohio, but if he's got a permit and all that, that's, that's legal. There's nothing wrong with that. She allegedly stole guns, cell phones, a gold 2009 Honda Accord, and television before the killing. Did any of his neighbors not see her coming out the house with all his stuff? Life with Destiny, I'm not saying that it is. I just did a search specific to that site. I don't know what's going on any other sites. I just am discussing this site, but I certainly don't think I said that it's any more dangerous. So if anyone else is saying that, just know I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about what's been going on POF. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this is what's going on. So I think to not be at least leery, if not weary, I think would be probably a mistake. So I would say anyone who is using online dating should be vigilant and take as many precautions as possible, because certainly, like I said, if you've got friends, if you've got friends, family, people that you don't want them on the bad end of meeting a creep, right? Y'all, singles have to meet somewhere, right? And I think we've all known that the internet, you have to be careful on the internet, period. So let's just say it like that. You have to be careful on the internet, period. We've seen people try to go buy speakers or go pick up a cell phone off of Craigslist and get robbed and killed, right? But specific to this community right now, we've just had some talk about Plenty of Fish. I got curious because Plenty of Fish is something I don't really know anything about. And therefore, I'm telling you about the unfortunate day that Meshack Cornwall met Shakira Graham because she decided to steal guns, cell phone, his car, and his television before killing him out of his own home. The victim's mother found her son unconscious and bleeding at the bottom of the basement stairs. So she knocked him down the stairs, or he either fell down the stairs. The suspect was taken into custody on a murder warrant Wednesday night. She is currently being held on a $3 million bond, police in Cleveland said. The Northwest Ohio woman was arrested and charged Wednesday in connection with the shooting death of a man she met on the popular dating site, which could be any dating site, but this time it just happened to be Plenty of Fish. She's 24. The gentleman was 27, on a matchmaking service before the pair spent the night together. So they spent the night together at his home in Garfield Heights on December 15th. 2 days later, Graham returned to her date's home where she allegedly robbed him of his guns, etc. We talked about that. The police report said the victim's horrified mother later found her son unconscious and bleeding at the bottom of the stairs. The suspect was taken to custody. Court records authority obtained the arrest warrant. I don't think that she's spoken yet. It might have just been a robbery. Graham was arrested at her mother's home. Ms. Graham is currently being held on $3 million bond. The warrant was issued in connection with the murder. Thank you to the Garfield Heights detectives. The violent fugitive is off the streets. She was a fugitive, so that she was known. She was the one suspect, and they apprehended her, and she is in jail in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate, so I don't even know what else to say. I did see another story. There's several. All you have to do is a search. Even up in Canada, Christine Wood met accused killer on Plenty of Fish dating site. A guy named Brett Overby that she met. She was 21. He was 32. And, unfortunately. So, yeah, guys. Yeah, it's gosh, I wouldn't be out here dating if my life depended on it. But I always say, when single people ask me my opinion on dating and where do you meet a nice guy, at the grocery store, living your life, if it happens to be on a site, great. But, unfortunately, I think one of the common threads in a couple of these stories is that people were meeting to hook up. What happened? I remember hearing about this years ago. So years ago, are you talking about Christine? Because Christine is the one who died in 2017. But the one in Ohio, I believe that was last December. So not December 19, but December 18. And she was arrested in March of 19. So last year. But oftentimes when there's murders, guys, you're going to be hearing about it until that person goes to jail. Frank, who is Rosanda? Looks like she's timed out. Gosh, the chat keeps wanting to move. Hopefully I got the right person. Okay. Are we good now? What was going? So yeah, it's okay. Guys, can we get the likes up? We're at 2:55. Timeout is only 5 minutes. I hid her from the channel, so she shouldn't come back, possibly, I'm assuming. So, yeah, we're good. So yeah, guys, I'm not picking on Plenty of Fish, but Plenty of Fish has, I think as a company, I would be concerned that if I'm trying to provide a great experience for people to meet, then I would be concerned. Of course, they're not responsible for what any and everybody is doing. But if this is a known dating site, you've got people like when I went to the Plenty of Fish YouTube channel, it was all cupcakes and ice cream over there. I mean, people were like, oh my God, this is just awesome. And hey, maybe some people have had some awesome experiences, but I would imagine with the amount of hits that I was able to pull up very quickly, then, and a lot of these sites have some work to do. Some people are older and timing is of the essence and want children. The one woman who was the stick-up lady who killed the man was 24. There was a 21-year-old. I have not read about anyone over 30 yet. Of the essence, they want children, so they want to give advice to everyone to not actively look. So you think that there are women who are of a certain age who don't want younger women to look so that they can get them? Yeah, I am not trying to I'm not giving Chrissy any dating advice. I think, I think she and whoever else decides to use plenty of fish for hookups, pray, just pray and make sure that you are sure of what you're doing and who you're meeting. Because at the end of the day, I would be, I would be, I would be nervous if I had met someone and they decided to trash me on the internet, in a community that I built from the ground up, and also decided to go through my house and film like the footprint of my home. Like, that's weird, but I don't know if she ever filed a police report or not. That's her business. I would be a little bit concerned though, that that's how somebody wants to play. But there's a bunch of weirdos on here. So plenty of fish. Hey, go for it. I would just make sure that you know that anyone who is using that service is very careful, because some of these sites are dangerous. You know, I don't look, if I want to talk about dating sites today, I think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, if that's not you guys' cup of tea, on how to safely navigate these waters to meet, someone of quality, I'm sorry, but it's probably not the most pleasant, but I think that people, living in not kind of absorbing what the truth is, probably isn't the best place to be. So that's kind of that. I think paid sites are more for people's. Yeah, I think so too. I think, like, I mentioned, someone mentioned to me, like, oh, Christian Mingle. Who knows? Christian Mingle could have had situations where people have been assaulted and things like that. I just think that, it's foolish to not think that, that things can happen. But yeah, here, Asia is chiming in saying that she met her man at the strip club. So, like I said, meet some, um, you know, you can meet someone anywhere. I think that right now, that quick fix of hookup sites is probably very dangerous. Yes, yeah, and also with just the readiness of, like, you know, if you live in a particularly nice home, I mean, people don't mind, like, "Oh, you have a great selfie mirror. Let me," and then now you've got pictures on the internet of your house, and then people could be tagging themselves at your address, all that kind of stuff. It's just dangerous. CMCC Johnson, let me tell you something. This is the deal. This is my platform. This is Love Lies and Lace Fronts. I am not a journalist. I am someone who is discussing something that is on my mind. Now, what I'm saying is not altogether true. What you're saying is not altogether true. I am not on here saying that I am the expert, the authority of anything other than what is going on up in this house. So what I'm saying is that people need to be careful. Now, if people want to be reckless and do what they want to do, then I'll just read about it up here on this internet, okay? So if I'm stepping on some toes for you at this point right now, I'm sorry. Yeah, and there's a small percentage of people that die in car accidents too, but they tell you to put your seatbelt on, right? Right? There's a small percentage of people that die smoking bath salts and heroin, but they tell you not to do it, right? That's probably not a smart thing to do. So, CMCC Johnson, you do what you want to do, and we're going to talk about what we want to talk about over here, on my channel, okay? And if it upsets you to hear that, then you might need to look within yourself as to why there's some resistance at hearing that there is some danger on that website and many others. Okay. So I'm not going to block you, but you're welcome to leave at any time. So, but I also, that being said, we have 316 people in the house. And if you guys could get those likes up, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think, I think it's y'all remember to tip your host, okay? Y'all, I think it's just look, at the end of the day, I think there's a lot going on. We got corona, we have protesting going on right now. Really protesting, I mean, we've been protesting for a very long time. There's a lot of stress right now in many people's lives. People are not working. People are, you may have a spouse who's been sick. You may have a family member. You may have lost someone. There's a lot going on right now. And at the end of the day, ignoring things is not necessarily the best way to get over them. And I think that we spend a lot of time talking about situations that are very real, but it feels unreal because we're watching them on TV, we're watching it, and Chrissy and among many others have become kind of like caricatures of themselves. And I think that when we there are dangers to dating on sites or in public. Okay. Thank you for stating the obvious. I think that the more that we kind of ignore certain things and brush the nice of it, bubble the nice to the top and sweep the dirty, seedy, dangerous side under the carpet, like I think it's crap. I don't think that there's anything wrong with saying, you know what? There's a dangerous side, there's an ugly element to some of these things that are going on, and it is what it is. I can do call in. So I do have did I register for that? I think I registered for it today. I do have a free conference call freeconferencecall.com line actually. I did not do StreamYard. StreamYard has been really bad. The connections have been suspect, and it just hasn't really been worth um, going over there. So that's why I've kind of been like putting StreamYard on the back burner. Let go and let God. Keep yourself available and ready to meet the right person. Yeah, I mean, you know what? The good Lord is not going to just limit and say, you know what? You are only going to meet someone on Plenty of Fish. Like y'all, use your discretion, use your use your discernment, use your brain. Um, eh, the bottom line is it's very dangerous hooking up. If you're out here and you're meeting people and you are meeting at coffee shops, somebody could still target you. But at the end of the day, there are people who are in danger because they are meeting someone, stranger danger, and making bad choices, unfortunately. And it's not necessarily their fault. They're going based on the information that they have, and these people seem credible. And unfortunately, they are victims because the minute that they decided to hook up with that person, the wheels were already set in motion. If someone is already deciding that they're going to rob somebody and that killing that person is an option, well, it was doomed before you even hung up your phone after talking to them. Like that's just is what it is. Look, CMC Johnson, look, I am sure on this internet that somebody else is talking about Plenty of Fish today. POF makes it bad for good date sites. POF is known as a hookup sex site. Okay, so what's your problem? Why are you holding the Plenty of Fish banner? Or is it that you just want to advocate for dating sites? And I mean, nobody's saying that all dating sites are bad. And what I can tell you is this: there's a lot of people in this chat right now who may not even be dating. So know that for yourself and spread that information amongst your network. And we appreciate you so fervently defending that, but we're good. Okay, POF is bad. Awesome. Awesome, POF is bad. Okay. Let's see. There are good sites. Of CMC Johnson, I'm going to encourage you that next time you come into a live chat where somebody is talking and they've already said all of what you're saying, like you don't, thank you. Thank you. Go back about 45 minutes in time when I started this chat. And no, you did not upset me, but you are, you're in the middle of, like, we're in the middle of a chat here and you're disrupting. You're disrupting. So no, you did not upset me, but you're like dominating the conversation. And I don't even know that we know you. Does anybody know CMC C Johnson? Okay. CMCC Johnson, thank you for coming to chill with us. And we appreciate it. But you can find another chat. My God, Fran is not playing with it. Y'all, Maria 29. I mean, this is like ridiculous, huh? My goodness. It is, y'all. I have never been, y'all, I'm gonna put my cash app in the room. Y'all don't forget to tip your host. My God. I've never been the type of person that wants to like suck the life room, or like, when you go somewhere and there's just that one person that when they come in, it's just kind of like, oh man, I'm getting ready to go. CMCC Johnson, look, if you are single and that's the way you behave, I'm going to tell you right now, that is why you are single. You have got to be, number one, when you come into a conversation, be a little quiet and then get acclimated to what everyone's talking about. And especially when you're late, kind of get into knowing what is already being talked about. That way you don't look foolish, because my goodness, that was really just, that was a lot. Okay. Oh, dear to be. Okay. So, all right. So enough on that. I'm sorry, all of you guys, if the whole Plenty of Fish and what's going on Plenty of Fish upset anyone. I'm sorry, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm sure there's a lot of upset families, and I certainly wouldn't want ever to have that phone call because I didn't educate my daughter on at least the ramifications of doing what, certain things that can happen, period. So I kept hearing like change. Thank you so much. So is that the Cash App notification? Is that you hear like coins or something? Because I was like, what is that noise? Thank you, Coco. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Okay. So, now we're on the topic. Actually, I'm glad we kind of went to that topic. I was watching Tracy Ellis Ross, um, there was a clip on the Breakfast Club. They were talking about Tracee Ellis Ross, and basically when she went to the Oprah 2020 Vision, she was talking about like happily being single, and that she's 47 years old, and that she is choosing to be single, and that, hey, True, how are you? That she's choosing to be single and that she's happily single, and that, you know, that it's not so much like, hey, I haven't been chosen, and hey, don't feel sorry for me. You know, I'm happy living a full life, and I'm, you know, and I'm just kind of curious what other people, you know, think of that, because when she's sitting there talking to Oprah, I mean, Oprah has made a very public choice of staying and being single. And even though she's been like in a very long-term relationship, um, you know, I don't know what Tracee Ellis Ross' path has been, but I mean, she's obviously a beautiful woman. She's got money, you know, she's got a lot going for her. I'm sure that if she had decided to get married, that's probably something that she could have done. So it's not to say that she hasn't had men in her life that she's been in love with or who've been in love with her, but kind of just throwing out there the question, like, what are your thoughts about that? Yeah, Randa. I mean, it was a great, I love Tracee Ellis Ross. I love the way that she just really, she has a very keen way of articulating herself, and she's just very, um, she's so passionate. Maybe that just comes as from having been an actress. Yeah, she's just like, I am, you know, happily choosing to be single. And, you know, I'm just kind of curious, like, what you guys, you know, have thought about that. If you guys do want to call in, I can make a call in number. Relationships aren't for everyone. Being single makes some people, you know, I've said many times I was happily living my life, doing my own thing, and things just kind of changed, like just really overnight. Um, it just, you know, it just changed overnight. And you know, being, you know, relationships aren't, I wouldn't say relationships aren't for everyone, because everybody, we all have various different kinds of relationships. We're going to have, you know, our brothers, our sisters, our parents. We're going to have people that we are in love with. We have people that we have close, intimate relationships with because maybe they are like your ATM. They're your at the moment man. They're the person that provides you sex and a little bit of companionship when that's what you need. But that may not necessarily be somebody that you are thinking of, you know, long term, be it male or female. Um, you know, I definitely agree with what Tracee Ellis Ross was saying, because we see many people, you know, they may even have been married, they lose a spouse, and they decide, you know, I'm not going to do it again. Or I was married once and I'm not going to do it again for whatever reason, whether it's you know, a something tragic as being widowed, or in terms of just like the relationship not working out and just focusing on the family and making a decision to do, you know, something later. I've met many women who've said that before. Next thing you know, they are booed up. Yeah. Good morning from Australia. I'm single through choice and loving it. And there's nothing really, you know, and that's beautiful. I'm not going to even say, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to say it's beautiful, because I can say this. I had work to do on me to get to where I'm comfortable, because I know that I was, and thank you, Shamak. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so sweet. I think that at a certain point in my life, um, if my husband and I had gotten together, both of us at the time that we actually like met, no, it probably wouldn't have worked out. We had work to do individually, um, to come back later in another place and time, you know, well, same place, same, you know, geography. So it wasn't like over 20 years, but there were some years in between. And I'll just speak for myself, of growth of myself. So sometimes being single is a lot easier. Being single is a lot easier. Um, being married, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say compromise, but you're not living your own life anymore. You're living life with other people, just like being a mom. Being a mom, you are no longer living for you. You are living for yourself and your child or your family. Even though you can do things for yourself, you always have to think of those of your family. You know what I mean? So being married is really very similar to it, although you're not thinking of the person in terms of their, of like, I'm their parent. You are living your life for your, for and with a spouse. So it's very similar skill set that you're pulling from, even though it's like it's a different experience. Everyone needs that alone time. So what I can say is this: I'm lucky that I have like a hobby that I like to do, which is talking to you guys. My husband's into his cars. He does his thing in his garage. Our daughter, we spend quality time with her, but she, being an only child, she kind of is into her own thing. Sometimes she could be like sitting, right here, obviously not with this subject matter, but other, or if I'm on the computer, and, we just all kind of find our little spot in the house and do our own things. And then sometimes we're like all up under each other, watching movies and stuff. So let's see. Shamak, and thank you again. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Everyone needs alone time to find and get to know themselves before rushing to find someone. If it happens, great. But if not, you can definitely be happy single. Most definitely. I think that, for someone who truly wants to do their own thing, marriage is not always the answer. Because when you are married, even if you guys never have children, or you meet at a time when when children are grown and parenting is no more, it's more so, so maybe it's, you're doing less parenting, but they say, what is it? The expression, something about like when you're a parent, you start out as, I'll think of it, but it's kind of like really fitting, in terms of the relationship that you have with your children. And as they grow, you grow. So you have to do a little less like mothering, and then it goes to parenting. And even in the sense of it kind of goes to friendship in a way, but then it turns to like, like manager, coach, and things like that. But, even if you are later in life, sometimes it's just not, even also just because of finances. Sometimes you can be at a point in your life where, what, it's not worth it, dollars and cents, to get married again, because you are commingling funds, you are messing around now with retirements, investments, you have other people that are relying on you. And it may just be, what? I love you and I'll be over at your house on Sunday. You're the one I'm with, but I'm going to be over here at my house where I don't have to be responsible for making you dinner and nursing you. And we will have a nice dinner over at your house, or you can come over to my house and things like that. There are many people who just want to have their own place. Women usually live longer. Women, that's what they say. Men live longer who have wives, so they say as well. Probably because we take good care of them. We're feeding them. We're making sure they're going to the doctor. We are, doing their laundry, doing all of those things. Women who are married, I don't know. It'd be interesting to know, married versus single, what the statistics are in terms of health and longevity, things like that. But I definitely have heard that men have more longevity who are married. We do rock. Women rock. Yes, yes, we do. I don't know anyone married who's not the same. So I don't know. I can't speak on it actually. Mom outlived 2 men. Wow, Randa, your mom outlived 2 men. My dad of 27 years and a boyfriend of 19 years. See what I mean? So she was married for 27 years and, found a nice man to have some companionship with for 19 years, but, didn't want a new title. And it could have been out of respect for you kids. It could have been out of respect for the love that she had, the enduring and forever love for your dad. And then just decided, you know what? I'm gonna have this boyfriend, but I'm not giving up no titles. My grandpa was completely lost when my grandma was in the hospital. Yeah. Both men were good. Yeah. But sometimes it's not always from what I understand, because I'm not there at that situation. But yeah, sometimes it's just kind of like, you know what? I'm not gonna go that route. I've had the one great love. I had the one marriage. These are my kids. And, because of that, I'm not going to you know, not like I'm not going to explore other opportunities. But yeah, I mean, I think that's very common. Let's see. Thank you, Deborah Martin. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, guys, this is a really good conversation. There's, if I would have known that we were really going to get on this topic, there's an article and I'm going to pin it in my community page. It's an article that I absolutely think is like the holy grail single woman's guide to maybe having some awareness about, some opportunities, we'll just say it like that, within ourselves, and why and what opportunities are there that we can work on. Farrah, mommy's on live, baby. What's going on?
Is anybody watching yet?
What's going on?
Is anybody watching yet?
Farrah, I'm on live.
See.
Daddy's home? Okay. So, okay. Okay. I'm going to pin it in my community page. But it's like the most downloaded article on the Huffington Post. And she's been on Oprah a couple of times. Oh my goodness. Hey, babe. Yes, mommy. It's like, oh my goodness. Everybody's in here. Okay. Okay. Good team. If I were you, if you have a man that can provide for you and take care of you, I lost the okay. We are still cooking, cleaning. Oh my God, there's so much housework to do. Men have it easy. Okay, so men have to cut the yard, keep up cars, maintenance the house. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my husband works really hard around the house. I do stuff too, obviously, but he does get the brunt of a lot of work. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Thank you. I'm washing and doing hair tonight, so nobody come for me. But that's one thing also too that I do. Sometimes I don't always want my daughter to feel like her hair has to be like on point. But we are washing and conditioning and twisting up tonight. So she just started vacation. Today actually is the official last day of school. So, but yeah, this article, and I think she actually ended up writing a book. but let me pull this up. This is from 2011, and I'm gonna read a little bit of it to you guys, because I just feel like it was very profound. And hold on, is this the dog again? I'm like, my God, I need to get one of those mirrors where I can look over my shoulder and see when someone's coming. Okay. So it's called Why You're Not Married. And keep in mind, so this is 2011. So we're going back almost 9 years here. It is showing that it was updated December 6th of 2017. I'm going to put it in the room. I wonder how you pin a comment. If anyone knows of this article or knows of Terry McMillan, and it's not the Terry McMillan that you may be thinking of. Can I pin this? I may have to go over to YouTube to pin this in the chat, but basically it starts out, so this is someone also, she has been married and divorced twice. So I think at the time that she wrote this article, I think she was kind of going through the time in her life where she's feeling like, you know what, I need to figure out what is going on, because I've been, not getting out of life what I want. And she wrote this article for Huffington Post. And like I said, it's one of the most read articles. And from this, she wrote several books. But it basically starts out, you want to get married. It's taken a while to admit it. Say it out loud, even in your mind. Feels kind of desperate, kind of unfeminist, kind of definitely not you, or at least not any you that you recognize, because you're hardly like those girls on TLC saying yes to the dress and would never compete for the man like those poor actress wannabes on The Bachelor. So, it starts off, and then she basically kind of goes into a couple of categories of why you're not married. And she goes into number 1, you're a bitch. Number 2, you're shallow. Number 3, you're a slut. Number 4, you're a liar. Number 5, you're selfish. And number 6, you're not good enough. And I think basically she goes in, it's kind of like an essay, but she really goes in, and a lot of the things that she was talking about, really, she was coming from a place from herself, because she had been promiscuous. She had been mean to men that she loved. She had been lots of different things, all 6 of those things. But I would definitely read it. It's very interesting. I think that, we talk a lot about single people who are living single lives, a lot in this community. And there's just some interesting stuff in that article that I think is worth some talk or some debate. So if you guys want to read it and we get back together, maybe talk about it on Friday, and, just have and I can open up the phone lines and we can have some conversation about it. Also on Friday, right now we have a $25 Cash App that we're going to do. And depending on what happens the rest of the week, I might do another $25 Cash App. But a lot of the Cash Apps that I'm getting, guys, just know that when I'm flipping most of them back around, yesterday I committed to giving back half of what I received. So just know that as you're giving to me, I'm giving right back to you. So right now we are at 25, and based on what happens today and through the rest of the week, then more than likely we'll probably be doing 2. Last week we ended up doing 4 Cash Apps. And am I getting another one? I just got another alert. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay. So, but yeah, so read it, guys. I don't know if you guys saw it, if it's something that you want to take a look at. Don't agree with looking after a man. Would rather stay home and do, let's see, the hard. I get it. Stay at home. I probably lost the view. I commend you. One is hard enough. I'm 27 weeks. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. 27 weeks and you still have a good little ways to go. You still have like the rest of the summer. Thank you, Sha Mac. I really appreciate it. I just woke up from a nap. Yeah, so let me put this back in the comments again. So for time, we're going to, and if everyone participates, we are going to discuss this article. And like I said, it's really not an indictment on single women because honestly, I don't even think that in terms of being single, that it's just kind of like a finger pointing. I think it's one of those, even in a marriage or dating someone, there are things sometimes, that we have to identify in ourselves. Like, am I selfish? Am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing for my relationship? Am I always putting me first? And just all of the things that you could and could be doing to kind of be introspective about yourself, to always be developing and to actually, be the best that you can be, for your relationship. So, I know that like I said, we talk a lot about relationships on these platforms, and it's usually talking about other people's relationships. So I think sometimes, reading some articles, reading about what some other people are saying, can maybe even help us identify, some opportunities within ourselves, but even just be able to relate a little bit more to the struggle that some of the moms, even in this sector, are potentially going through. So, let's see. Jazz, Chrissy, hit the like button. I gave you, Jazz, Chrissy, if you're watching, even like I said, married ladies, go ahead, read that article. I think it's powerful. I think it's very powerful. I think that, there were some things that when I read that, I was kind of like, I mean, it's not always just one thing. It could be everything. It could be a couple of things. But I think she really hit the nail on the head. And if you go back through after you Google this, she made a couple of appearances on Oprah and they discussed this article in depth, and it was quite powerful. So, and a lot of those things are not things that are going to get you to the aisle. If your goal is to find that right guy, or right woman, whatever whatever it is that you're looking for out here, if there are some opportunities within yourself, even though you may meet someone and you think it's all this and all that, it could be as you grow, you may grow and grow up and out of someone because you realize like, okay, what I needed then is not what I want right now, and or vice versa. You are perfectly fine and met someone and they started to grow. They decided to change. And now what they want and what is comfortable for them is no longer, within the confines of that relationship. So I think it's very powerful. I know we talk about this all the time. You always kind of have to do that self-check and look at yourself and see like, am I doing everything I need to be doing? Where am I? And I think I mentioned that even yesterday too, like, know yourself. Let's see. Okay. I was going to talk about something else because I started watching another channel recently. Well, recently as in, let's say the last 3-4 months, and there was some drama. Oh, hey, True. I know. I will definitely tell Raheem you said hello. I didn't even hear him come up behind me. I mean, normally that's, that's how they do. Like, I'll just like turn around and there they are. But yeah, I will definitely let him know that you spoke. I'm not sure what is going on. I keep coming up with something on my screen and it's not loading in the chat. Guys, I hope I don't lose you. Okay. Or not, but I feel like nothing is moving on my side. Okay. So I think I'm still live. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm having to pull you guys up on my phone. Okay. Okay. It's moving. I can see. Yeah, for some reason, my computer is like locked. I don't know what I did. It keeps doing something with my phone, wanting to, because I've got a Mac, so it's I don't know. It's asking to send something to my phone. I don't know if I engaged my AirPlay or something. I don't know. I'm gonna just ignore it. Okay, guys, but yeah, I wasn't gonna stay on here long because I know yesterday I did like a super long live. So I just threw that article in there. So for what's your favorite cheesecake? My favorite cheesecake is chocolate, of course. I did that super long live yesterday, and I'm going to get caught up tonight on everything else that's going on. I definitely am going to have the comments video posted for you guys on the three moms. So unless anyone has any like other questions, hey Court Love, how are you? Unless anyone else has some questions for me, I don't know. I may have missed some stuff, but gosh. Hi, Lisa Pierce. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. I must have hit like a button and then I don't know. I threw off my computer some kind of way. I know we're short on likes though. Maybe that's what happened. My computer was like, hey, you guys are short on likes over here. Do you guys have any questions for me? Like, do you want to talk three moms for a minute? Because I can. I just didn't really have anything prepared to talk about just because I just kind of talked about the whole Steffi baby mama thing. I know Olivia did that whole thing about not having the surgery and all that stuff, but I've been kind of a little bit in the weeds on some other stuff. So trying to get some other stuff cleared up. And then I got that video out earlier and then working on my comments video. So is Chrissy pregnant? Okay. I don't know what's going on in the chat, guys. So I'm seeing some things. I'm not really sure if like who's saying what and what all of this is. If anybody could fill me in, talk about how Chrissy said she can get any man, including the good ones she left behind. Okay. Did she say she could get any man? I mean, okay, she said that if she really wanted a man, she could have one there. She said that she said dick is free. Not everywhere. I think some people do pay for it, but you know. She said it's really not that hard, but I thought that dude wore a condom. Well, in the video, we were seeing condoms on the floor, right? Stacy, hey boo. Oh, she thinks that she can have any. She says she can have any. She did say that. I'm like, does she really? You know, it's good to have confidence. Modiva, hello. How are you? I hope I didn't miss you. I've been loving your content. I'm here for it. Thank you, Modiva. Look, I think it's good to have confidence. I think that Chrissy really is hypersensitive to the reactors. I think she feels like people are not just raining on her parade, but I feel like in some little way she even feels like anyone who's doing reaction videos has some way of potentially blocking her blessings. And I don't think that anybody is really trying to do that. Like, truth be told, nobody is trying to get in her way. My opinion is that the only person in Chrissy's way is Chrissy. I think she's obviously smart. She obviously, and I say smart as in, I mean, this YouTube game, I think in a certain way she knows what she's doing. I think that her YouTube game has outpaced her a little bit. And by that, I mean, she's grown. So her channel has grown. I don't know that she has grown to her potential yet. I see her channel expanding. I don't necessarily see Christy expanding. Guys, if you could see my screen right now, like my screen is dead, okay? I think everyone is trying to her good advice. I'm done giving advice. I'm not giving advice to her. I'm just making an observation. But yeah, I think a lot of people give her advice. I don't know that she's taking any of it. Maybe she's hearing some of it. It's really entirely up to her. I think that she is, like I said, I've said this before, she's almost 30. I think that she is on kind of like the zero F's path. Like, I give zero fucks. Like, I don't care anymore. But of course she still cares, because if she didn't care, every single conversation wouldn't be about the reactors. Now, she's in a situation where she doesn't even have to address us. We are addressing her. We are following her because she's a channel that we do content on as reactors. But let the truth be told, she doesn't really have to discuss reactors at all. And even when she tries not to, those of you who go to her lives will notice, no matter how hard she tries, there is somebody in her chat who wants to start the slow drag of bringing up bad stuff, right? If dick is free, then okay. My mom said, know your worth, and that's between your legs, and it's not free. No, yeah, I agree with you. Joseph, you're right. I posted something recently on Instagram that said know your worth and put tax on it. So it's not free, because you know what? That free dick that she thought she got a month ago came through and blew up your spot. And what I mean by blew up your spot, he told all your business. Can I get some more likes, guys? Can I get to 150? Because I'm seeing 137, and I don't even know if that's accurate. It's probably not, because my screen is jacked up. I don't know what I did. Yeah, I'm stuck somewhere. Let's see. These free D could come with HIV. There's nothing free, because what happened was that free hookup cost you some privacy, a great deal of privacy. It cost you peace in your home, allegedly. According to her, there was a CPS person that came through, which, I mean, I doubt it. We haven't heard anything about it again. I would assume that if they felt the need to hightail it over to your house, so it is working. So I'm at 140 on likes. If they felt the need to hightail it over to your house because they thought that children needed to be checked in on, then I would imagine that that this thing is not over. So, yeah, I mean, look, could she go out and find a guy at Walgreens, at the grocery, at the next nightclub, maybe walking into an office building? Sure, why not? Now, is it going to be somebody who's going to be around forever? I don't know. I don't know. Now, we also have to factor in that you have a large family. Now, if not saying that that's a deterrent or that's like a negative, because it's not, it's possible you could meet someone who is really wanting to be a husband to a woman who is coming with a family. I'm not making those decisions for you. I just think, and we talked about this yesterday, I think right before we closed. I mean, you just have to keep it classy, and Starla Omega, that whole thing, I don't know that that's going to be like classy, but hey, I'm here for it. I'll be watching and we'll see how it turns out. But the more she decides to move away from the mommy image to the more sexualized image, you have to understand there's going to be some fallout from that. And it may not necessarily be what you're looking for. But if that is what you're looking for, because look, Candy from Real Housewives, she's got the whole bedroom candy line. There was a whole season of her picking out sex toys and things like that. They even tried to pin her having a dungeon. And I'm not a candy writer on Real Housewives, but nobody is, and also Candy's married, but nobody is like worried about Candy being so over sexualized, right? But I guarantee you, if Portia were doing it, and not just because Portia's single, even when she was with her husband, I just think that if she tries to push this envelope too much, it could backfire on her, not only just with her branding and her image on YouTube, her potential growth, and also future prospects. But again, like I said, I don't predict the future, and I wish her good luck with that. But I think that if it's not handled classy, I'm just going to keep using that word, it could backfire. So it may not necessarily be the road you want to go down as you are fast approaching your 30s, and when that footprint that you have on the internet is expanding and expanding, and you decide you want to meet someone, and you're not really sure if the people that you're meeting are there for you or for themselves. And I think that that's huge, because as you continue to grow and maybe even make more money, and your situation, changes, because we know right now you're in an ebb and flow, and what goes up comes down, but then also, people rebound, right? So you may be positioning yourself for a come up right now. Are you ready to meet someone on that come up, or are you, like, you just had a really horrible time, and the first person that you meet is someone who exposed you? I don't know. Who is okay with being exposed? We have a right to our privacy. We have a right to keep stuff only to ourselves, or even the people that we love, like all those people that live in the house with her, like all that, her whole entire little family, and the people that love and care for her, her mom, and she's got brothers, she's got a family. That guy was wrong to do what he did. Now, was I watching? Of course. I mean, I watch her channel. I mean, it was drama, but at the end of the day, the way things go, I mean, was everything real? Was it not real? Was it a skit? Was it not a skit? Was it planned? Was she trying to pull one over on the reactors and it boomeranged back in her face? I mean, there's been so many questions on this topic. Who really knows? But I would definitely suggest, with the attitude of I can have anyone, any man, anytime, anything. Look, okay, good. You don't have to prove anything to me. But like I said, I will be watching, and I'm sure you'll be telling, because that's what you do. You like to tell us everything. And we're gonna see how this turns out. Yeah. Well, hey, her lifestyle is okay for her. It may not be okay for you, but if that's what she wants to do, then Chrissy, enjoy. But understand, depending on the way that this comes through, it may not, you may not feel the ripple effects of it until, it could be a year from now, it could be many years from now. But I would just be aware. Be aware, because you got a really good warning just coming to town and meeting this one guy. I think I said this yesterday. You have to be really, really careful. I don't know what this guy's talking about over here. You know what, guys? As soon as we get to like an hour and a half, this is like almost every single day. People, it's the trolls start coming out, because YouTube may actually be recommending this chat. She said she can have a man if she wanted to. Baby daddy proved that theory wrong. Well, you know what? Baby daddy stuck around for a long time. This baby, DeMarcus stuck around longer than I think most of the other ones did, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, he's kind of, don't kill me on this, guys. He's kind of the MVP of the dads, because he stuck around for 3 kids, right? Hey, media hobbyist. DeMarcus needed shelter. So you think that he made the best out of a situation? Well, and maybe she needed a sitter. Hey, Wintress. He dropped her like a hot cake. Or a cold cake, right? No. The MVP in this is the dad that stepped up and got custody. Well, of course. I mean, that's not even the MVP. He's just flat out winner. But I'm saying, in terms of Chrissy, her dating life, her man life, this is a guy who stuck around for some years. And I mean, maybe he wasn't the best. I mean, obviously, but when she wrote out those bills every month and he wasn't contributing to the cause, that's her standards. You know what I'm saying? That's what she chose to accept, and that's what she chose to do. You know what I mean? Move tab to another window. Okay. Did I lose you guys? No. Okay, here we go. I don't know. There was something so weird going on. Now I think my thing is back. Like I said, every month when she chose to be with this guy and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing as a husband, I mean, I don't know. That's so in this article, I don't know if, since we've been talking, anyone has had an opportunity to really look at this. So the first category, mommy, go see daddy. Mommy, go see daddy. Go ahead. Okay. Okay. So the first one on here, when she says, the reason why you're not married, the first one is you're a bitch. And I know that sounds harsh, guys. But this is what Terry McMillan is saying. Here's what I mean by bitch. I mean, you're angry. You probably don't think you're angry. You think you're super smart, or if you've been to a lot of therapy, that you're setting boundaries. But the truth is, you're pissed at your mom, at the military industrial complex at Sarah Palin. So obviously you can tell how old this is. At scaring off men. The deal is most men just want to marry someone who is nice to them. I am the mother of a 13-year-old boy, which is like living with a single cell protozoa version of a husband. Here's what my son wants out of life: macaroni and cheese, video games, Kim Kardashian. Have you ever seen Kim Kardashian angry? I don't think so. You've seen Kim Kardashian smile, wiggle, and make a sex tape. Female anger terrifies men. I know that it seems unfair that you have to work around a man's fear and insecurity in order to get married, but actually it's perfect, since working around a man's fear and insecurity is a big part of what you'll be doing as a wife. I mean, she breaks it down. It's like very short read, but that's just a little piece of it. I honestly, guys, I would say, um, the author, she'd been married twice. So she'd been married twice, divorced twice. So I think that's where she's getting the wisdom. I think being able to classify certain things doesn't necessarily come from a place of I'm here. Maybe it was I was there and that's why it didn't work. So I don't know at this point. I don't know that it's even important. She's a woman who wasn't married, who got married, got divorced, got married again, got divorced again. So I think she's probably met the qualifications many times over as far as being single, being married, being divorced. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not always worth trying to qualify the measuring stick of where somebody is speaking from. If one of us is sharing experience and, you know, it's not to demean or put anyone else down. I think it's just coming from a place of, look, this is what I've observed, or this is what I've observed in myself. Did y'all see that video where her brother? Yes, we've all seen that. Well, I mean, divorce rate is 50%. So yeah, I mean, it's like with divorce rate being at 50%, it's like either you're going to be married or you're not. Like you're going to get married and you may stay married, but you might not. There's just as much of a chance that you'll get divorced as that you'll stay married. She's probably one of those that get married for status than love. Are you talking about the author of the article? And I mean, you know, the thing is that why would, you know, it's possible maybe in her first marriage, it's possible maybe even in her second. But the thing is that I think very quickly, a lot of times when we don't like what we're hearing, we're going to find ways to disqualify someone rather than to read the entire article, form an opinion based on the entirety rather than maybe what you're hearing that you don't like the person earlier who didn't like what they were hearing about dating websites. Like it was triggering them. They had a lot to say. They were very upset that potentially the dialogue in here was that all dating websites are bad, and nobody was saying that. All single women are not bitches and all single women are not sluts, but in the deepest, darkest parts of ourselves, some of us know people, some of us see people who engage in certain behavior, and we don't call, and they don't call it what it is. It's just being sexually free. It's just being liberated. It's just being whatever. So, you know, yeah, you know, look, there's a lot of fun out here to be had. There's a lot of fun. Just do it safe. Just be safe, because you know what? Your friends and family want you to come home. I think at the end of the day, just remember, if you're out here enjoying life and enjoying yourself, just understand that there's people who are on the other end of your cell phone, who love and care about you, who just want you to come home safe. Because I'm sure all those mothers that had to go identify people who were just going out to have a good time would have liked for them to maybe have made a different decision. Natasha, I think you are right, because I was actually talking about Tracy Ellis Ross before, and Tracy's 47, and she's talking beautifully about being single at 47. And, being the daughter of Diana Ross, I'm quite sure that she's not lacking for a network of people who are very interested in her, just because her mom is world renowned, and she's probably met lots of people, and her mom's got probably lots of friends, and lots of friends who've got sons that they'd love to fix up with her and all that kind of stuff. But she says that she is choosing her lifestyle. Understand the feeling if she's right and has still wanting to lead, but IMO, the most women don't submit when they should and get facilitated to thread on. I am so sorry, but shut be ack. I'm sorry. I don't understand your statement. God bless anyway. The author is Tracy Ellis. No. Not the author of this article. I'm talking, there's been a lot going on the past hour and a half. I spoke about Tracy Ellis Ross. The article that I put in the chat is by someone else. And so yeah, no, that's not by Tracy Ellis Ross. Maybe, well, so yeah, guys, just want to know, Chrissy. Okay, Miss Opinion, that is a great question, because I had the same question myself. That's a great, I'm glad someone else has said it, because I felt like if I said it, I'm picking. But yeah, I think that at least 2 or 3, potentially 2 would have car seats, at least 1 would have a booster, and then 5 regular seats. So if you had, really, you need like a car that seats 9. So I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, they're all there now, and maybe she has like a extended, a Suburban, exactly, like a Suburban XL, or a Sprinter. I don't think she has a Sprinter, or and like those NV, the Nissan NVs, or there's a Chrysler, something like, what is it called? It's kind of like a Sprinter, but it's made by Dodge or Chrysler. One of these big, like 10, 11, 12, I don't know. I don't know what she has. It's called a Journey. Coco, it's the PEBT because of the pandemic. Go sign up. Some fit for, I don't know. But guys, you know what? We are almost at 2 hours. It's gone fast, and it's been some lively conversation and even just a little bit of debate, and that's cool. If you guys want to talk that article, I would love to. I think it's, don't worry. Like, this is what I would say. It's short enough to read it 2 or 3 times. And it's also short enough to read with an open mind. Don't worry about what the author's doing. Because again, if someone's coming to the table and they're not married, that doesn't disqualify them. I happen to know that this person has been married. I don't know this person personally. I know them from having seen them on Oprah and having read this article over the years. And like I said, I think it just identifies some opportunities within a lot of us, where if you're not the most, there are a lot of people out here who are not nice to their man, right? They cuss their man out. They're bossy. There are a lot of things. And sometimes and we see this here on the YouTube streets, we see a lot of men being bossed around. We see a lot of men being emasculated. We see, and we see it in the reverse, but we're talking about the women here. We see it, right? So you're mean, you're bitch, you're not nice, you're angry. And because this person probably mirrors some things to you, you take those things out on that person. So again, I think it would be interesting because sometimes, like they say, if they're not doing anything, we don't have anything to talk about. Well, that's not necessarily true. So I think if you, read the article, and we can talk about it on Friday. And then we're also going to give out some cash apps, and I'll be back before Friday and probably just like update getting caught up. But this was just a little bit later hour, and I just kind of wasn't in the mood to just kind of like dissect YouTube streets at this time in the afternoon. So my mom is mean as fuck. My dad is an angel. Aw, I don't know what spell she's got. He loves her. That's the spell. Because you know what? When you're married, I'm assuming as long as your parents have been, and they have children, they have this whole life. He might just be like, I love your crazy ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have it any other way, So there's nothing wrong with that. Blad Boys, we don't know you. And what I'm going to say is this, coming into a live, coming in anywhere and sub for sub, that's against community guidelines. So I'm not trying to be a narc. But that's why I extricated you from our chat room. Yeah. So yeah, he loves her, and that's beautiful. So guys, let me go ahead and go, because you know what? It's already 7:00. Thank you, babe.
It's hot, Mom.
Thank you.
And be careful.
I will, dear. Guys, what is that? Okay. Guys, let me go ahead and go because I got to make dinner. I got to get back on my job. So let me see. I know a story I'm going to share about love spells. It's deep. Oh, she's adorable. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Guys, I really appreciate you coming through this afternoon. Check it out. And let's have more conversation. And we'll get caught up YouTube streets tomorrow. I'm going to, kind of find some items that I really want to talk about, and then we'll do like the normal format. But again, sometimes it is good to kind of switch things up and talk about different aspects of life and this thing we call mom life. So I don't know if I'm getting ready to lose you guys. My system is acting like super weird. But I will talk to you guys later. And I don't know if this got caught up or not, but I see Taisha, Stacy Ballard. Okay, so yeah. Was it about your baby dad's wife? I don't know what that is. Baby dad's. Thanks, Fran. Great conversation. Thank you. Great conversation, too. Yeah, guys, I love you. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I really, really appreciate it. Let me, if this is going to go, yeah, my computer is doing like weirdo stuff, but thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the cash apps. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys probably tomorrow for a little while, and I'm trying to be on early. But all of you guys who came through, if you are not yet subscribed, please do so. Go ahead, subscribe, put your notifications on so that you can be notified as soon as I go live again or post, another awesome video. Thank you guys. Take care. Have a good afternoon. Good evening, rather.